Macintosh, table 10. Your opponents there.
I think we are.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
we're online. Afternoon, guys. This is the 5:30 session, round one. Scott Gillespie versus Phil Harrison. And commentate on this one, you've got myself, Kapow, and I'm joined by Rob Chilton. Afternoon, Rob.
Hi, Adam.
How you doing, pal?
Not too bad, mate.
You played yet, Rob?
No, I had a buy this morning.
Oh, you had a buy this morning?
Well, this afternoon.
Some people get all the lucky draws, don't they?
Yes, mate.
All the lucky draws.
This looks like a lucky one, doesn't it, this draw?
Yeah, I think these guys are in the, obviously the bottom section of the draw is quite tasty, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the last 3 matches out were like brutal, I think.
Some tasty games. So obviously Scott Gillespie at the table on yellows.
I think he could have done with the wides about another inch further down there. He was absolute tap-ins if he's another inch lower, but
Yeah, you still fancy him for him, but obviously a little bit trickier than it needed to be.
because where the red is, if he runs the yellow in the middle, he's running the red towards the other yellow. That's why it looks dead easy from here, but he's screwing it back off the side well. Just got lucky there.
He'll take that. He'll definitely take that. Yellow to the bottom right. Yellow to the left middle, black to the right middle. Should be 1-0 up. But as we've seen from previous events, even if it didn't go Phil's way, obviously double elimination, so he'd jump into the losers section if he was to lose this game. But that's exactly what happened at the last event. And then I think he won something like 11 games in a row to take the title. Unbelievable.
Did well, didn't he?
Unbelievable.
Everyone I spoke to seems to like the cloth.
Yeah, it's good, mate. I played my first game on it this morning,
Yeah.
and it's nice. It's responsive, get a nice
Yeah.
reaction. Found it a little bit sluggish off the cushions.
How is it? Probably soft. 'Cause
Yeah, soft because it's new.
Yeah.
Slides a little bit, but in terms of open play, it's very easy to overrun it.
It looks quite dark though on now. I don't know how it seems. Does it look dark when you play, or is it just?
No, it's
It's fine.
very similar to, even though it's obviously a grey cloth. It's, if you play on the blue 861,
Yeah.
it's a similar sort of setup whereby it's, you know, the balls stand out quite well.
Yeah.
So I thought it played quite nice. Fingerprints show up on it quite bad.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah. Well, because it's brand new cloth as well. It's like having a new carpet when you have a new carpet. Like.
Yeah, it shows up every mark going.
Yeah.
I'd say in terms of comparison-wise, I would say it plays fairly similar to a Hainsworth match. Quite similar to that.
If he plays like that, everyone will be happy, I think.
Yeah, so far the feedback's been good so far. No one's complained.
It's fair to say we're going yellows.
Yeah, you'd fancy him for them, wouldn't you? Mr. Consistency himself. Obviously, this is a race to 11, guys. Obviously, whoever progresses through will be on the winner's side, where it stays race to 11s. If you jump into the loser side, they are race to 8s.
Just be careful he doesn't leave himself straight on this yellow. If he leaves himself straight, it's awkward. If he's half ball, it's easy. That's where he's done half ball.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to disappear. Small technical difficulty. So if you're posting any comments, unfortunately we can't see them at the moment. But when I see the main man, I'll get that sorted out. So if you've got any comments or you've got any questions to fire at Rob or myself, then obviously feel free. And when we get the comments sorted out, then we better give you some answers. So obviously 1-1 at the moment. Scott at the table. What's the plan here then, Rob? Is he planning to leave that middle bag as the last ball?
Yeah, he'll just drag this through now or roll it, whichever way he prefers, but it'll be a drag shot or a roll to land straight on the red by the yellow, and then stun it in, and then basically screw off the side rail for the black, off the one in the middle. Yeah, he decided to roll it. I think he may just screw the bite back about 6 inches, and then he'll stun the red off the side rail, the black in the corner. Ideally, he'd like the white where it is now for the last red. There you go.
Bit of bottom right hand side.
Yeah, it's just like a soft nip really off the side rail, the right hand side, it'll just to check it back. It's gone into it too much. Oh, it's okay there. Got into that a lot more than I thought he needed to. Looking at the black, it's actually dead on the rail there.
Is it stuck on the cushion, is it?
Yeah, I can see. I'm just looking at the table there, it's dead on the cushion. Good shot.
Smashes it in. 2-1. Little puff of the cheeks from Scott there. Like Rob said, I think he wanted the black a little bit easier than what he left it.
Yeah, I think he thought it'd skid a little bit more off the cushion once it hit the cushion, but it seemed to square up quite a lot. Got anyone in the Calcutta? Or did you leave it all on this time?
No, I've got a couple this time. Harjeet Singh.
Oh, he won, didn't he?
He won this morning. Mark Farnsworth
Oh, have he?
won this morning. And Ronan McCarthy won this morning. So far so good. Early days, isn't it? Early days. In an event like this, it's early days. There's been quite a few. There's been several shock results today already. So.
I saw, yeah.
You know, when you're looking at the odds and you're seeing some people at 1 to 6,
Yeah.
and then those people lose the game.
Yeah.
You know, it just shows that at this level, anything can happen. You know, one of the top boys has an off day, and one of the good boys has a bit of an above average day, and suddenly it's a fair game, or it's game on, isn't it?
It's easily done.
Wow. He absolutely smashes that break, doesn't he? He smashes it so hard.
Yeah, his break was never that good, Phil, to be fair. He's improved a lot over the years with break. He tends to screw the ball back as well from the break. Looks like he's forced to go reds if he can't cut that yellow.
I can't see him cutting that yellow back.
No, he can't. No.
That's too much.
He's forced to go reds, really. interested to see if Scott takes that red by the middle pocket down the rail, seeing though it's a new cloth, so it'd be bigger pockets. Or if he tries to cannon it out or double it.
Yeah, it looks a little bit. Ooh, he's all right.
He's got lucky there.
Yeah, he's got a bit lucky there. It looks too acute to just tap that red in the middle.
Yeah, so
It's tight, isn't it? But I mean, if he chooses to play it down the rail, he's got the angle now just to drop on the side rail.
That definitely looks a big pocket, that one. Oh my God.
How's that dropped?
That's unbelievable.
That's it. The cushion about 8 inches up from the pocket.
Yeah.
Almost halfway, isn't it?
That's unbelievable. That's right in there. Now that answers the question where I just said, really take it down the rail, and I've seen that.
Well, a lot of people will be watching now saying it's buckets, buckets. But obviously, brand new cloth,
Yeah, it will
brand
slide
new
in.
cushions. It's just going to slide off them.
Yeah. But it does help you when you're watching, because you know now you don't really need to cannon that ball out because it's that big down the rail.
It's that bigger bag, yeah.
Yeah.
You can hit the cushion 6 inches up, and at the right pace, it's still going to fly in.
But he hit quite hard as well. He didn't actually.
Yeah, it wasn't slow, was it?
No, he didn't drag it in. He stunned it. So. Yeah, he shouldn't really go in all honesty. But I saw that tournament last week or the week before at Murphy's, and that that was quite similar.
Yeah, they look massive, didn't they? Similar sort of, like I said, same situation.
New cloths. Yeah.
It looked absolutely huge. There were shots going in that you never ever would have thought was going to go in. 2-1 Scott then, early doors.
He's actually nearly potted it off the red. That's how thick is it into the rail. It's nearly at the cushion and hit the red and gone in.
But what Scott will be thinking now, he'll be thinking, if I've got another ball like that, happy days, play it down the rail. Likewise, Phil sat there watching the shot, is now also thinking the same. He's thinking, if I've got the same situation, bang, no problem slamming those in.
Did you see how many times Phil shook his head? I didn't count.
Quite a lot.
Oh, did
He was amazed that it dropped. I think he was halfway to actually standing up.
Was he?
Oh, I think so. Well, you would be, wouldn't you? If you watch that, if you watched your opponent play that shot, you're getting up, aren't you? You're chalking up. But, well, like we said, new cloth, bit of extra slide. That's how we roll. So it gives Scott an early 3-1 advantage. Another massive break.
Any balls you put?
Always a bit of noise in the arena when Seb Webb walks in. The most electrifying man in all of 8-ball pool. Won his first game this morning because his opponent didn't turn up.
Oh, did he?
Yep, he was a no-show, which was a surprise.
I can't say anything, can
Right, still can't see any of your comments, guys. So if you've got any comments, then don't think that we're ignoring you. Honestly, I cannot see your comments at all if there are any. I'll give you a few score updates if I can. Josh Kane 3-0 up on Dylan Leary. Adam Marlowe, 3-1 up on Ross Smith. Michael Steele and James Humphreys-Jenks, 2-2. Sean Chipperfield, 4-2 up on Gareth Higgins. Matt Lawrenson has taken an early 3-0 lead against Declan Brennan. So if you want to see those scores for yourselves, then go on to qscore.com, click on the live tab at the top, and then you'll see the Players Supreme Pool Series.
Not sure he's got there. Has he got there?
Right, I've managed to open another screen, and it looks like I can, in very small print, I should be able to see a few of your comments. So it looks like the comments is working. Kevin S. Phil all day for this one, he says. Probably too much match experience for Scott. Not at the moment. Obviously, Scott 3-1 up, plenty of match experience himself. Yeah. But so yeah, tough game to call. On the with the bookie, Phil Harrison was favourite, but not by a lot.
I don't think the experience comes into it now, Scott, as well.
No, these players that you're watching here are just, they're different gravy, and either one of these two players can win this match all day long. Brad, have a word with yourself. Scott was just the runner-up in the English Open and just won the Scottish IM5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Exactly. He answered the question for him.
How is this match not on table 16 on the main table? Can't answer that one. All the games are selected. Obviously, they vary them, put different players on the main arena table. So that's probably why a lot of people are asking the same question. Why isn't this on the main table?
Who was on the main table, do you know?
On the main table is Jordan Church and Ben Davis. There are two other stream tables as well, but you won't see, there won't be commentary on those, but you should be able to see them as well. Go on YouTube, search for Beard Productions, you should be able to see them. Like I said, the main table is Jordan Church, Ben Davis, and according to Q-Score, that's 0-0, so they must still be on the first frame unless that hasn't been updated.
I think they're waiting for the table, I think.
Okay.
Because who's playing? It's Greg Batten's still on there.
Oh, is there still a game on there?
Yeah, Greg Batten's
my apologies.
That's why I think.
So there you go. So yeah, Jordan Church and Ben Davis will be on the arena table after the Greg Batten game is finished. And in that game at the moment, Darryl Whitworth is leading Greg Batten 10 frames to 7. Jez Graham and Omar Munchid are 9 apiece at the moment, and that game, Christ, that game started about 2:30. Not yesterday, 2:30 today. That game started, and that's still going on. So that's a bit of a marathon, that one. Between them at the moment, getting the shark rack off. Piece of chalk as the marker.
There you go.
Shark rack removed. Ball replaced. Job done.
Can't understand all these fancy markers. You got a piece of chalk.
Piece of chalk is just as good, mate.
Yeah.
Just as good.
If it's a millimetre out, does it matter where the balls are?
No, at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of the people on this series, they're good friends anyway. I mean, they're all good sports. You know, I mean, no one's going to try and cheat and move a ball an extra millimetre. So what you tend to find now, a lot of the players, what they do, if they want the shark rack removed and there's not a referee nearby, then normally they tend to get the opponent to remove it. So that way they can't foul themselves. No. And it's a sensible way to do it, because that way if your opponent moves one of your balls by mistake, then it's not your fault. No foul to be called. the betting match odds on this match, I think Phil Harrison was 4-7, and I think Gillespie was 5-2, I think.
I know it's easy to say now he's leading, but that was too big for Scott.
Yeah, very generous odds, very generous.
So Phil's got trouble here. This is not that as easy as it looks. Because of that red by the yellow, you can't, that's the perfect line they'd like to go. But obviously the red's there. You see why he's lining up where he needs to go. He's played with a lot of checked side. Be careful if he tries to stun into the black and into the black half ball the wrong side, the white will come down the table. He's going to be very careful how he plays this. Because I don't think he can run it onto the red.
No, he hasn't got the angle to run it through. He's definitely going to have to stun to the right side of the table.
Very careful how he plays this. If he hits it too hard and it's a black full, the black could come across and block it. He's played it well.
Yeah, perfect.
That does help with a brand new cloth there because you can softly nip it in rather than have to hit it too hard.
Peter Kez, pockets are surely the same size. You are correct, mate. The pockets are the same size. The difference is because they've all been reclothed in this brand new Strachan grey cloth. Obviously they're a little bit slidey, so you'll see a couple of shots now and then, like we did a couple of frames ago, where Scott's played a ball down the rail on the left-hand side, and it's probably clipped the cushion about halfway down between the middle pocket and the bottom left, and it's still managed to slide in off the jaw. So a lot of people would say, oh my God, it's buckets, so the pocket's bigger, they're massive, and it's not that, it's purely because every single table in the match room and the arena has all been reclothed in this specific grey cloth, individualised for the Players Supreme Series event, and that's why you'll see some of the balls slide in when maybe they shouldn't go in. Yeah, Daz, if I've got that wrong, mate, then apologies, mate. I was talking from memory, mate. I've put about 4 or 5 different bets on for this session, so I'm not a bookie, mate, so apologies.
You're telling me 5-2 was wrong?
He said 5-2 would have been 5-4, which is correct, but, you know, I've got so many little bet slips in my pocket, I don't know what they are.
I thought it was too big.
Made interesting conversation, isn't it? That keyboard, this standard is unreal, 6 frames, 6 dishes. It's, at this level, mate, that's what you're going to see. So we just watched a quick replay of the red that was played by Scott earlier on the left side, and yeah, to be fair, it probably never should have dropped, but it did, and that's how it goes. Scott Gillespie 4-2 up. Phil currently at the table.
It's been in this case since the day I got it, and when I've unplugged it, I've got it. Look at this.
good red to the middle by Phil, but obviously he's got some work to do here to take these out.
It's just heating it up. The glass is expanding, and there's no impact point. There's nothing where it's gone bang. And they're going, well, you've clearly dropped it. I'm like, but I haven't dropped it. And it's been this case since the day I got it. That's cold. Turn around.
So deliberately leaving the angle on the red to the middle. So red to the left middle, white into the cluster. Might need a little bit of luck, see how it comes out. But, or he might not need to go into it. He might be able to roll the red into the left middle to get behind the red to the top right, and then go into the two reds and the yellow off of that. Can't quite see what angle he's got. Nope, he's gone into it first go, which is my first guess.
That was the right shot as long as the other red went by the yellow. I'm not sure if it does. He's got a cannon that, you know, he's going to cannon that
It's
one
hard
out
to
as
see
well.
from here. Unfortunately, we've only got the angle which you can see is the exact angle we've got.
I don't think it goes.
If we stand up and look through the glass, we're almost side on at the table, which is probably about 8 foot away from us.
No, it doesn't go.
So there you go. Rob's telling us it doesn't go.
So,
He stood up and had a look.
and that's all I can see easy.
Rob stood up his eye level with the bed of the table. He's absolutely perfect. Perfect person to commentate with. He hasn't even got to stand up. Is this event 4 or 5? Yes, Martin, this is event 4, the K8.com Classic. Players Supreme Series event 4. Next event is the 5th event, which is the grand final, which is the last weekend of November, which will be the Supreme rule set. So totally different again. Not world rules, not black ball. It's the Supreme rules, which I haven't even had a look at yet, to be honest. So God knows what that's going to be like. So no, the way it worked, Kevin, was 5 events, mate. So event 1 and event 2 was world rules. Event 3 and this one, event 4, black ball rules. And then the grand final, which is event 5, will be the Supreme Series rules. Which is what John Bevins just said as well. Correct, John. Cheers, mate. The comments are in a really, really small print, I'm afraid, so I can only see them now and then.
My eyesight was good then because that red flew in.
Absolutely. So Rob said it didn't go, and it must have done.
It flew in. I couldn't get behind it though, so that's my excuse. It was the other side of the table. Fair, I did wonder why Phil did play the cannon if that one didn't go.
So good shot with check side to bring the white down the left side of the table. Should be comfortable from here. Stun the red into the bottom right, black into the right centre. There we go. Black to the right centre for 4-3 behind. So, like we said, players at this level are absolute class. So 4-1 down, not worried about it. Suddenly it's 4-3. And it's Phil to break as well. Let's see if I can get you a few score updates whilst Phil's racking the balls. Let's have a look. So Matt Lawrenson was 3-0 up against Declan Brennan. Declan's now pulled that back. He trails Matt Lawrenson 3-2. Mick Hill is 4-2 up on Jamie Moray. Sanjay Patel leads Jay Drewer 4-2. Josh Kane, as he must have somewhere to be because he's raced into a 5-0 lead against Dylan Leary. Adam Marlowe 5-2 up on Ross Smith. Michael Steele and James Humphreys-Jenks locked at 2-2. So the Supreme rules is a rule set which has been made up for the event, for the grand final. I think that's been sorted out by Lee Kendall, who obviously runs the whole event and obviously puts on the event here at Players. Like I said, what exactly those rules are, I haven't looked at them properly, but it's a kind of a hybrid rule set. There's no deliberate fouls. I don't think there's any type of foul at all unless you pop the white. I think if the white goes in off, I think you have ball in hand and you have one shot, but you can put the white anywhere on the table. That's about as much as I've heard, to be honest. So that's about all I can tell you about that. Yeah, Peter here, I totally agree with you, mate. The rules for the final event are going to make it very interesting. I mean, the guys who are going to be successful there are the guys who adapt the quickest. You know, the guys who play 9-ball, the guys who play Chinese 8-ball. You know, there's rules there that they will be playing in those disciplines that they're going to be playing in the grand final. So you'd think that would give them an advantage. Who's asked for touching ball?
And Phil and
so we don't know if it is touching or...
Scott's confirmed it, I think, but...
We think it is touch, so if that's touching ball, can he cut that yellow into the top or not?
I think he can still.
We're not far away from it. Can still put the yellow.
Yeah, I think he can.
So we're being told he can still cut the other yellow to the top right bag as you look at the table. I'm sure we'll soon find out.
That's obviously put him off thinking he may move the yellow as it was a touching ball, so I think he's took his eye off it.
Yeah, he's obviously so worried about the touching ball scenario, and he obviously didn't want to give a foul away. Obviously black ball rules, so obviously if you make a foul here, it's 2 shots don't carry. It's 1 free shot and then 1 visit.
I think Scott's playing this yellow in the top now to screw into the red and yellow, and it'll leave himself on the yellow in the middle.
Full ball on the red would be perfect.
Cushion first. Still okay, but ideally hit the red. But
yeah, that will still work. I don't know how much angle he's got on this yellow, but it shouldn't make much difference because he's still got the yellow over the bag at the top right as a saviour if he needs it.
It's a lot more awkward the way it's landed there, though. If he'll float it so he gets the white past the red, if he plays us down the bottom, then he can take the one in the middle is okay, but I'm not sure angle he's got.
Well, To look at it from where I'm right in line with the shot, and to me,
Has he got a slight angle?
it's almost dead straight. No angle,
He needs
almost
to
dead
leave-
straight.
yeah, you leave the white by the corner pocket then. That's it. He's got a free shot now to get on the one on its own. And if he's not on, he just pops the one over the pocket. Looks perfect to
It's
play
pretty
with
good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that. So yeah, Kevin, to answer your question, mate, the all first round matches are race to 11, and then if you win your game, then obviously you would then move into the winner's side, where it will continue to be race to 11. If you lose your match, obviously double elimination, so you would then jump onto the loser's side, where you would then have race to 8. When you get to it's straight knockout from the last 16. So from the last 16 onwards, it's straight knockout, and they are race to 11s. How much does the winner get? Danny, I think for this event, I think it's 5,000, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I think
5,000.
5,000
Yeah.
is the winner of this event. Luckily, Rob Chilton sat next to me, said if he wins the event, he'd go halves with me. So very kind of him. So he probably won't be getting anything back from my side of it. All the scores on Q Score should be pretty much up to date. By the side of every single table, there's like a mini little iPad, and once every frame's completed, the player would just press the plus button against their name, and that automatically updates the scores for you on Q Score. So any scores that you look at should be live as they are happening. So yeah, Stuart Bond, mate, the full draw and match schedule, mate, is on qscore.com. So if you go to qscore.com and then click on live at the top, you should then be able to see the Supreme Players Pool Series. Click on that, mate, and then you'll be able to see the games that have been played so far, the results so far, the draw, you'll see who plays next, and so on and so forth. So go to qscore.com, mate, and you can have a look. We'll give you updates now and then. Mick Hill was 4-all with Jamie Moray, but he's just taken the lead and gone 5-4 ahead. So Mick Hill's 5-4 up. Yeah, the last 16 will be 8 from the winner's side and 8 from the loser's side. Obviously, if you go into the loser's side, though, obviously you have to play a lot more matches than what you would have to play if you can remain on the winner's side. It's all on, like I said, it should all be on Q Score. You should be able to see it there. So yeah, before the last 16, there'll be a winner's qualification, which will be 8 matches. There'll be a loser's qualification, which will be 8 matches. And then obviously that will then determine who's in the last 16. So it will be 8 from either side. But like I said, if you're on the winner's side, obviously you'll have to play several games less than if you have to progress through the loser's side, which is what Phil had to do when he won the event last time. Well done, John. Seems like you're switched on, mate. So I'll just carry on letting you answer the questions, buddy, because you've got all the information and all the answers, mate. So that means I can try and concentrate on the game a bit more. But I'll keep an eye on your comments every now and then. If you've got any questions for Rob Chilton or for myself, then feel free to ask away. I probably won't be able to answer it, but Rob might be able to because he's a seasoned professional.
Phil's taking his time on this one. I think he's worried about that yellow by the red. Ideally, he'd like to pop the one in the middle now and stun into the red by the yellow. But I don't think it goes. That's why he's potting the one over in the pocket. Yeah, that's why Phil took a while looking at that. He didn't really want to pop that one though.
So which way is he going, Rob? Talk us through it, pal.
I think he'll pop the yellow in the corner now where the two yellows are and leave himself like 3/4 pot on the yellow by the blue spot on the snooker table.
Yep.
And then stun it into the red by the yellow. That's what I would try and do. Whether he does that, I'm not sure. If it's too, unless this is too thin. He's tried it. Yeah, that's what he's trying. He'll stun it down now and try and cannon the red away by the yellow.
Has he got enough angle for that?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Just caught the yellow first, but I think he's. Is he still alright? I think he's still alright, isn't he?
Yeah, if he hadn't have caught the yellow, it would have been absolutely perfect.
No, facial expression tells me he's not happy with it.
That doesn't make any difference with Phil.
He'll find a way of potting it, won't he?
But he probably goes clean. If Phil's moaning about it, he probably goes straight in. I'd be more shocked if it doesn't go. I think he's more worried about potting it and not getting on the next yellow rather than it going. I'd be surprised if that doesn't go. Told you, Scott's just nodded.
Scott's looking at us. Scott's looking at us. He's giving us the nod. He's telling us it goes. He says a little bit tight, but
yeah, I knew it went.
He's telling us it goes.
I've played Phil enough times to know that flies in.
So Phil's just asking a referee to come and keep an eye on it because it's pretty close.
He doesn't need a ref there.
Yeah, but that just shows what a gentleman he is, isn't it? You know, he doesn't want to foul and not realise it's a foul. So.
I think he knows the ref's blind as a bat. And Scott's got good eyesight, and he's got the ref to stand in front of Scott, so Scott can't see.
I don't know, it depends. Is it one of these referees sponsored by Specsavers?
Looking at his top, he's definitely sponsored by Specsavers.
Here we go.
Oh, look.
Yeah, looks good.
Nowhere near went in, look.
Looks good. And Mr. Ben Davis stood to my right shoulder, waiting to get on the main arena table. Going to show us how to break the balls, even though he's got quite a soft break.
I'm not going off.
Not sure they're going to like your break, Ben. Not sure they're going to like your break when the white bounces on their nice new cloth. So just the two yellows left to go. Yellow to the right middle. Yellow to the top right.
Careful,
Let's have to slow down a little bit. No, that's fine. I'm not sure that's where he's played it for, but he'll take it. Black to the bottom right. 5-4.
5-4, yes, Scott.
So Phil has just about pressed the button, which will update the score for you. Trailing Scott Gillespie by 1 frame, 5-4 behind. Another massive break and he's gone dry. Mental. It's unbelievable. Phil's looking at the table now, shaking his head, saying, how have I not potted the ball there? Absolute monster break. And nothing's dropped. How do you tend to break them, Rob? What's your preference?
Whack.
Just whack them.
Yeah, I'll try and keep the white in the middle of the table rather than these guys tend to, if you notice Phil and Scott, they tend to hit the bottom of the white and the white screws back to the back rail.
Yeah.
I think they do that just to get the white out of the way and then concentrate on getting the white back to the middle of the back cushion. Whereas I'll try and keep the white more still in the line of the table rather than rather than at the bottom of the ball. So I tend to hit the middle of the ball to the top. It's preference really, if you're more comfortable doing one or the other. But I change my break around as well. Some people just break from the same place and that's it. But I do move it around a bit as well, depending on the table you're playing on. But I tend to start off dead centre and see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if, I think is that Phil's last couple that have gone dry now?
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting next break of Phil's to see if he alters it or if he keeps it in exactly the same place.
Yeah, and looking the way this table's playing as well, the way they're skidding, I think you'll see people with a cut break. They'll break the balls really well on this table.
I experimented with that this morning.
Yeah,
that's how I normally break, to be honest. But when I had a practice game last night, I was finding it was just sliding off the second ball.
All right.
It wasn't working at all. But I had a little bash of it this morning in my match when I was comfortably ahead. And they were cut breaking really nicely as long as you were really, really far over to the side cushion.
Okay.
So I normally break where as you look at the reds at the moment, that red just behind his hand now is probably not from that sort of position.
All right.
But it was just sliding off the side. Whereas if it's a lot further over,
it's a bit hard.
I don't think that's where he's played it.
No, he tried to land straight on that yellow.
Craig O'Connor, you said the volume was a little bit low, mate. Is that still the case, or is it all okay, buddy? Because I think I think both the headsets are turned up, so I don't think they'll go any louder than what they are.
Aren't they?
Someone's just put, is that the real #1 ref in? No, I don't think it is. It's definitely not. Unfortunately, he's been unable to make the event.
Oh dear. It's not the best.
Cheers, Gareth. Thanks, pal. Obviously, try not to be too loud because obviously this table we're commentating on. Obviously, there is a wall and glass windows in between us, so obviously they can't hear us. But behind us to the right is the main arena and the main table. So obviously we can't be too loud because we can't disturb that game. I did a game on there earlier, and likewise commentating on the main arena table, you're literally about 6, 7, 8 foot away from the table itself. So you need to whisper when you're on that table. Over here we could be a little bit louder if you need us to.
Okay, we can shout.
Yeah, let's shout. Shout, shout, let it all out.
Prefer to shout than sing, mate.
Mate, that was me shouting.
Was it?
I'm such a nice guy. I can't shout at people. I'm just too much of a gentleman to shout. Do requests though, guys. If you've got any karaoke requests, then
Keep them to yourself.
keep them to yourself because it ain't happening. If you wanna buy the commentators a drink, you can do. Just send me a message and I'll give you me PayPal. Buy the commentators a drink. Always a nice thing to do. Fancy him for these, Rob?
Yeah, it's his next shot, the key shot, I think, because I think he'll pop the one now by the left-hand pocket as we're looking. And he'll take the one along the rail. Then he'll hopefully leave an angle on the red nearest the right pocket to stun into the red near the rail. So then he lands on the one in the middle. But
Or, out of interest, just putting it out there, will he just leave that
the
red
double,
by,
I think
will
it's
he,
a big pocket.
or will he leave the red by the rail and play it down the rail? You've seen how big they are.
Yeah, he could, but it's difficult to get. He hasn't really got a ball to get perfect on there. You know, if there's a ball near the middle pocket near it or down this side rail, yeah, but where it's situated, it's quite difficult to get on. So that's why I think he'll cannon it out.
Yeah, natural instinct, you'd cannon it out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he may even play the double because it looks a lot bigger, the pocket with the yellow there. But I really think he'll be cannoning out. This is the key shot because he's got to make sure he doesn't land dead straight on the red along the rail because then he's dead. That's why he spent a little time looking at the angle and where he needs to land. He's trying to check this back a little bit. And let's have a look. There you go.
He's not happy.
No.
Can you see that from where you are?
Yeah, a little bit. He's a little bit off straight. I think he can punch it off the rail. I'm not sure whether he tried to land low or high there. The way he played it, I think he tried to land high.
Yeah, he tried to play it as a stun run through,
Yeah.
didn't he? And it didn't run through afterwards.
No.
It just slowed up.
That's why that was the key shot, because if he lands a half ball, he just pots it and bounces out. But if he's too straight, he's now looking and leaving, so he pots it in the middle and then cannons a red out. It's going to be perfect with the cue ball there. Oh, is that gone in? That's two shots now in this match. I can't believe that have gone in. That one in the middle there was...
I've only just seen that.
Can't believe that's gone in there.
Someone else was asking me a question behind me, but wow. How's that ball gone in there? That's unbelievable. Well, they've had one each now, haven't they?
At that angle to hit the jaw, come out and then roll back in. I've never seen that before.
Well, they've had one each now. Scott had the one down the rail earlier, and Phil's had that one to the middle. 5 apiece. So there's quite a few people surrounding this game now in the commentary area where we are, and everyone's pretty much saying the same thing. How was that ball just dropped? We don't know how it's dropped. Perfect. Right, guys. Now we've got your comments in a nice bigger box in bigger writing. So actually, we can see them now without struggling, and we can still see the scores on the qscore.com. So happy days. Game on. 5 apiece. Shout out to the guy stood to my left. It's Mr. Manjinger. He loves it, does Manjinger. He's just had a 33-1 treble come in. Jammy sod. £100 bet. 33-1 treble.
Really?
Ching ching Manjinger. He always wins. Always wins. Wins all the bets. More jam than Hartley's.
33-1 3-timer. That's some good odds, that.
Craig, maybe it's you that's just seems a bit quiet to you, mate. I think I asked the question and everyone else seemed to say that the volume was okay, buddy. So don't know, mate. Maybe close it down and restart it or something, because I think everyone else can hear okay.
Hearing aid in the on position.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Please turn your hearing aid to position T. Yeah, I told you, didn't I? I told you. I gave you both of them. I gave him both.
Did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
Who was it?
Steele at 5-6, Berkshire at 2-5. Big monster double. Manjing has never heard of him. Yeah. Was 3-0 down, Mikey Brennan. Was 3-0 down. Yeah. Sorry about the pause, guys. Just checking all the bet slips. See how much money we're winning. Not as much money as Manjinger. Manjinger wins all the money. Who was on the bet slip at 33-1? I didn't have a look. Who was on the bet slip at 33-1, man? Who did you have in your treble? Who was it? So it was Dunlop. So it was Dunlop. The other one was that guy who just played out there, whoever that is. Fantastic. Who was the other one? So it was Dunlop, the bloke over there who played, and some other random in a ninja suit. But it was 3 players, How much did you put on? £100 put on, and it worked out at 33 to 1. And he jammed it, because that is the jam. Funny thing is, though, is that the maximum payout on the bets is actually in the venue. No, in venue, maximum payout is 500 quid.
Oh, was it 500? I thought it was 1,000.
No, so I think Reese Cole's doing betting on Facebook, which is maximum payout 1,000. In venue is maximum payout 500. So how much you just lost, man? Here's what you could have won. You could have had yourself a speedboat. Now you've got a little rubber dinghy.
With water wings.
Man, jinger. Right, Scott 6-5 up. If there's any scores you want to know and you can't be bothered to look yourself, then just ask me and I'll give you the scores. I'm in a good mood today, so any requests, just get them on. I'll look after you. Lee Washbrook trails Callum Singleton 7-2. And Mick Hill is currently 10-5 down to Jamie Morey. So Mick Hill is 10-5 down. No, he's not really. I'm only joking. Mick Hill's actually winning 7-5, but just thought I'd tease you with that one. Stream is jerky in spots.
Seems perfect.
Seems perfect here, mate. If everybody else could let us know if the stream is okay. Obviously, there is a little bit of beef jerky going on. Rob's the beef and I'm the jerky. Trying to look after you today.
It's not the same guy who can't hear it, is it? Is that a different guy?
No, this is a different guy.
How is it?
So we've got one guy who can't hear it. We've got another guy who can't see it.
And another one who can't understand it.
And another one that can't understand it. Sorry, guys. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. Stream is fine to me. Cheers, Stuart. Jessica. Stream's perfect for Jessica. Jessica. Yeah, you can speak to us.
Jessica.
We like females called Jessica. Daz Cheatham. How you doing, pal? A bit of a stinger on the money circuit is Daz Cheatham.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is, mate. I've seen him play a few times.
Plays
Plays a few rubbish games and then absolutely stings people for cash.
Is that why his surname's Cheatham?
Cheatham, yeah, he's a stinger. Stinger. Afternoon, Daz Cheatham. Hope you're well, mate.
Is he from up north, Daz? Isn't he?
Oh, mate, he hustles all over the place.
How does he?
Remember that film years ago that had Tom Cruise in it?
Cocktail.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's Daz Cheatham. He loves it.
Paul Caldry likes it, that's fine.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks, mate. If it's perfect and it's a great job, mate, then we'll buy you a beer, mate. Compliments are welcome. Cheers, mate. Kevin, I can't comment on that one, pal. I'll leave that one down to you. Cheers, Keith. Thanks, mate. Hope you're all enjoying it. I can't tell you how many viewers we've got on because I'm not that clever. I can't see the stats. How many viewers have we got on here? Peak, total view. I ain't got a bloody clue. Don't know how many viewers we got. Rob will have a look on his phone in a minute. He'll be able to tell us how many viewers are watching.
17,436, mate.
Wow, 17,436 viewers. We are at the peak. We should be on the main table. We're that good. So, score predictions, guys. Scott Gillespie 6-5 up at the moment. Phil looks like he's going to take these yellows out to go 6-all. Who's going to be brave and give us a score prediction? $503 viewers. No, you must be looking at the wrong platform, mate. Rob said it was 17,436. Can the mic input be boosted? We could probably talk a bit louder, but if I look at the volume... Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, I think it can. Whee. Yeah, I can turn it up. I thought it was on maximum. Right, there you go.
There we go.
Whoa,
Oh, that's better.
Oh, that sounds quite loud in my ear, to be honest. Right, guys, let me know. Who just said it was a bit quiet? I can't remember who it was. Right, Brad, is that a bit louder and a bit better for you? I've found some little knobbly bits that I'm not allowed to touch. I've now pushed them right up and the lights are flashing and they're going mental. But it should mean that this is a bit louder for you now. So if you could just let me know if this is a better volume, then happy days.
Thumbs up will do. Anyone?
Just a thumbs up would
It's
be
like,
appreciated.
it's like waiting for Jed's thumb, isn't it?
It's like you're waiting for Jed's
Yeah.
thumb. It never comes.
Thumb.
The thumb of love, but will it come?
Nice to see you as well, Rich. Where have you gone? Leicester. Yeah, good to see you too, mate. Thanks for the drink. Oh, there you go. I've just had a text. Look, there you go.
You've had a text?
Sounds better,
Sounds
mate.
better. There you go. Someone has told us.
Cheers, Woody.
Much better volume. Ah, there we go. Hey,
Bloody hell. Been
listen,
here
guys.
ages. Been here for 2
I've
hours.
been here for 2 hours, but they told me, right, after I went on the main arena table and almost shut down the whole stream, they told me, do not fiddle around with any of these knobs or any of these buttons, because if you do, then you'll be kaplunked. You will not be kapowed anymore. So I've left it alone. But now you've asked, I have delivered.
Oh, look how many thumbs up we got, mate.
And the
Thumbs.
volume is perfect. Byron thought he was mutton. What, dressed as lamb, Byron, or just mutton?
Thought I was mutton. Mutton.
Dressed as lamb?
Mutton.
Mutton dressed as lamb?
Thought I was mutton.
Sounds like my ex-missus. Mutton dressed as lamb.
Mutton. Just hurt my ears. Bennett.
Well, make up your mind, mate. Someone said it needs to be louder, then it needs to be quieter. Make your mind up. Do you want it louder or do you want it quieter? Let's gamble. If I gamble, whoa, up and down. What about now? If I keep mixing it up and down like this, look, you're getting a remix.
Yeah, the referee's coming out now to have a look.
Oh, watch out, the referee's about. You all right, ref?
There you go.
I can't hear a word she's saying with this on my ear. Oh, right. 6:30. You're welcome. Got to look after the referees. Just in case I decide to play a dodgy little foul later, she might let me off.
You sound fine, pal. Oh, well. Sounds like a plum.
I can hear you all the way from Australia. Oh, Jodie's tuning in from Australia. G'day, mate. How you doing? Whacking have a shrimp on the barbie.
Oh, I like that. That's good, that.
Was that good? I tried my best, mate. To be honest with you, if I normally try and put an accent on, it sounds like I'm from somewhere totally in the wrong area.
Yeah, a bit like me. What did you think of Gillespie beating Ben Davies 11-0? It was a good result.
It was perfect because I had a bet on that for Gillespie to win 11-0 as well.
You having a laugh?
I am having a laugh. That's the kind of bet. That's the kind of bet man Jinger would put in and win because he's that jammy.
Jammy Jinger. That rhymes.
Jammy Jinger.
Jammy Jinger.
Jammy Jinger. Just the black. Oh, he didn't want it. Wow.
You know the reason why he's missed that?
Is that because he paused a bit too long?
No, because he can't believe where he left himself.
Is that
He
what it
should
is?
have had an absolute simple black. So,
Yeah, he's telling himself off in the corner now. We've got a good view from there.
yeah, so that's what happens if you think you should have a really, really simple black and it's a little bit more difficult. It puts a lot more pressure on you. He's hit it really hard as well.
Murphy's Sports Bar, evening, how are you doing? Looks like the same as the... To be honest with you, mate, on the stream, it does come across as looking like the Siminus 861 on the stream. It does look very similar to that, but actually in venue and actually looking at the table, you can see
Yes, it's a lot greyer,
It's
isn't
a
it?
very, very grey table.
Yeah.
The stream and the lights make it look a little bit
Blue.
of a powder blue on
Yeah.
on the stream, but I can assure
Yeah.
you it's not. It's definitely a grey colour.
Yeah, it definitely looks grayer. And
Yeah, cheers, Brad. I get that, mate. We won't call people muppets, though, mate. We're trying to please you all. If you want it turned up, we turn it up. If you want it turned down, we turn it down. If you want me to do a handstand, I'll do it for you. Anything you want. We're here to look after you today. Big shout to... Hang on a minute, let me try and say this. Big shout to Hakuho, winning his 41st event at only 34 years of age. Great going, pal. Well, I don't know who Hakuyo is, but congratulations.
well,
God knows. Congratulations.
Enlighten us, Kevin. Haven't seen you for a while, Kev. You okay? It looks grey here, to be honest. It is grey.
It is grey. It's definitely grey. The monitor that I'm looking at in front of me does make it look a slightly like it's got a blue tinge, doesn't it?
Definitely.
It's like when you change, like when the boy racers change their headlights in the car and they go for that little bluey tinge. That's what it looks like on the stream. It looks like that little tinge of blue, but it's definitely grey.
Talking from experience there.
Oh, I've never been a boy racer, mate. 36 years old now, mate. I don't get into that sort of rubbish.
Who's that go out? Sounds like a sumo wrestler, doesn't he? Hakumo.
Right, if there's any chance all of you guys could stop sending me messages, then I would appreciate it, because I'm trying to commentate on a game here. I'm trying to be serious and commentate, and I've got about 16 bloody messages. So if you could leave it off for a minute, I'll Kapow will get back to you when he's free. All right. Got to make sure I get ready for my big game at 8 p.m. tonight.
Who have you got, mate?
I am playing Sean Story, winners round 2.
Got that in it.
So it'll be. It's very rare.
It's winners round 1, actually, mate.
I'm not used to playing 2 games in one day.
It's actually winners round 1, mate.
No, I was just saying what I'm going to go into after tonight. Right? Do you know what I mean? That's what I was saying. Get with the programme, Rob. Come on, pal.
Phil's played a shocker there.
It's not going well for him in this frame, is it?
Yeah, struggled to recover after missing that chance with the black. He's got to move the black here or not? Because that red doesn't go past the black, so we'd like to move the black so it goes.
Is he going to play?
He's playing the black, yeah.
Is he going to play it off the side rail to move his red? I've called it. I've called it. What a shot call that is.
He's played it well.
Did you see that shot?
I thought he was trying to pot it.
What, you think he felt sorry for Phil missing that black earlier? So I'll tell you what, mate, I'll pot it for you.
He's played it a bit hard. Like.
So, mate, I'm glad I called it just before he played it, because that's the kind of shot I'd play. And a lot of people would look at me and go, what a stupid shot that was. But that's probably because I would have potted the black. Yeah,
the whole reason why he played it is 2-in-1, because he moved it so that red went, and also he's moved the...
Developed his difficult red on the top cushion. Clever shot, that.
Phil's going to be sick.
I'm going to be sick. I got Phil on me betting slip. Absolute savage. Well, barring something absolutely crazy, this is going to be a 2-frame lead. Scott Gillespie's going to be 7-5 ahead. Race to 11. And Phil is fuming. He's not happy. There we go. Phil's just giving me a little look, raises his eyebrows as if to say, what the hell have I done there?
Hibbert 5-4.
Where are we? Yeah, Hibbert 5-4 up on Lee Clough. What else have we got? Declan, Brennan, Trails, Matt Lawrenson 8-5. Callum Singleton leads Lee Washbrook 8-4. Sean Chipperfield has beat Gareth Higgins 11-6. Mick Hill is 1 ahead of Jamie Morey, leads 8-7. Martin McIntosh has obviously got somewhere he wants to be because he's 9-2 up on Joff Middleton. Sanjay Patel leads Jay Dewar 8-5. Josh Kane 8-2 up on Dylan Leary. What else we've got? Adam Marlowe 9-5 up on Ross Smith. Michael Steele leads the best Turkish kebab salesman in the world, James Humphrey Jenks. He leads him 6-3. So Scott Gillespie to give him a smash.
See how he's aiming the white at the bottom. And screws it back.
Bang.
There you go.
Off the top rail.
Yeah, that's what they try and do, I think.
It's a biggie, 2 yellows down.
Craig Marsh breaks similar to that. And Ben Davis, they hit the bottom of the white and try and get it back up to the middle of the back rail.
Davis is a little bit more like yours, I think. He smashes into him and then the white almost jumps a little bit and sort of hovers around, doesn't
yeah,
it?
he does a little bit.
He absolutely belts it.
He doesn't even look at it either when he hits it. You've seen him. Just gets down and whacks it straight away. There's no like queuing up or anything.
I can't hit it that hard if I try.
No.
Honestly, I can't. I obviously skipped arms day at the gym, I think.
It's funny because he looks like he's got a strop when he breaks, Ben. You know, when someone's losing by a long way, they just get down in it. That's the way Ben looks like he's hitting the break.
Is he on the main arena table now? Has he got on there yet?
Yeah.
He is on
It's
there.
2-1 down, I think. Scott's taking reds here all day.
Do you know what games are on stream tonight? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll have a look. And if I can tell you, then I'll tell you. I don't think my game's going to be on stream tonight.
Table 7, yeah, that's a match table, that is.
Table 7. Yeah, my game's... No, it's not. No, it's not. Table 7 is in the cellar. So I'm definitely not going to be on stream.
It's in
I am in
Stoke.
the cellar. So the next set of games is planned for 8 o'clock. On the main arena table is going to be Craig Waddingham versus Tom Cousins. That's the main arena. On this table now, which we're commentating on at the moment, that is going to be Carlo Donahue versus Craig Money-Making Larkin, not Lakin. And then the other 2 stream tables without commentary is going to be Ronan McCarthy versus Ben Flack. And it's going to be Adam Davis versus Clint Ianson. So how about that? See, ask me a question and I deliver you the goods.
Alan Reynolds, yeah, it has a nap. Is that Alan Reynolds who used to be on the 3PO? Out of interest.
Pass, mate. Might be. Is that you, Alan? It's not napless, mate. It is grey and it has a nap. Very similar to a Hainsworth match, in my opinion. Legendary Mr. Mark Fleming stood behind me at the moment after his win earlier. Came through on a decider.
Oh, was it?
Came through 11-9 earlier. I should know really because I actually commentated on that game.
Okay.
So I should know. Should know the result. I thought he was sat behind me asking me if I want a drink.
Oh yeah, it was Alan Reynolds. I thought,
Come
I
on, drink.
hope you're okay. I think
Buy you a drink if you go and get me one. Is that fair?
Still playing, Alan? Still play or not? Oh, he's looking at leaving the last red to pot it about half ball to bounce off the side rail and then go in between the black and the yellow and then leave the black in the middle. I think that's what he's looking at. So it has to be a good shot, the last but one. Oh, he's actually gone the other way. I don't know whether he's screwing it past the yellow and leaving it in the corner, or whether he's screwing it off the rail past the yellow and leaving it in the middle. I presume he's playing it in the corner now. This could go wrong. He has to cue this really, really nice.
Settle for that.
Yeah, because if he missed the yellow and put another 8-10 inches on that cue ball, he could have been hampered by the other yellow, but he got lucky there really.
Let's see if this goes straight in.
Can't miss this one, can he? Yeah.
Straight in. Straight in, middle of pocket. 8, 5.
Still try, guys.
Scott Gillespie.
Yeah, you have to keep trying, Alan.
What's up with Alan?
He was Alan Reynolds, used to be on the 3PO.
Is he alright?
Yeah, I think Alan joined after I just left. So I only went there for a couple of years on the 3PO, then left and came back to the IPA. I think Alan joined after that. There was I think it was, yeah, I think there's a lad called Scott, I think it was Parker. There's a few characters on there, the 3PO when I was on there.
Oh, I bet there was. Thanks for tuning in, Alan. Cheers, pal. Appreciate it, mate.
It's an understatement as well. Big Bobby's getting tall. Yeah, was that tall? Holy, are you okay? Unless you spelled Bobby wrong. It means blobby. Big break by Phil.
Did you reply to Alan's comment about?
Yeah, I told
green?
him. Yeah, it wasn't.
Did.
It's napcloth. Yeah. And someone put the comment that can't you tell by the finger marks?
Yeah, fair point. So yeah, this is the grey cloth by Strachan that Lee Kendall has been trying to get sorted out for quite a while now. It was supposed to be on at the previous event, but it wasn't ready for it. So the last event we played on the green number 10 cloth, and obviously this has now been put on for this event, and obviously this will continue to be the cloth for the event moving forwards. And yeah, it's nice, very nice. I think it definitely makes the reds and the yellows stand out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Makes the finger marks stand out as well. Is that because it's got a nap?
I think it could be.
Is that why there's finger marks?
Unless they've got sweaty fingers between them.
They might have sweaty fingers.
Yeah.
Say that mind, playing conditions in the room are actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Because it's not that hot outside.
Yeah.
So playing conditions
Yeah.
in the room is
It's a lot better than
oh,
last
it's lovely,
time,
lovely. Not like a couple of months ago when it was yeah, it was quite warm.
Just a little.
Yeah, Mr. Mark Fleming, thank you very much, sir. Did you have enough money? Yeah. Did I give you enough? Cheers, mate. I owe Mark Fleming 40 pence. He's going to invoice me.
Phil won't be happy with that.
Oh, that's better. Nice cold drink with some ice. Nice record lick strawberry and lime. There are other ciders also available. Well, that sounds like a Ben Davis break in the background. Did you hear that?
Both need to put names by voices, lot.
What's going on?
Alan wants to know who's commentating.
Put names to voices. So, Alan, this is Kapow speaking. Adam Penwell. And the other gentleman with the softer, more loving voice is Mr. Rob Chilton.
With a dodgy accent, yeah?
No dodgy accents here. Hopefully you're enjoying the action, guys. Fairly decent match, this one. Obviously Scott up by 3. Just, just odd mistake by Phil, really, isn't it? Not much more than that.
No.
Only
To be
one
fair,
mistake.
they should put something on there who's commentating it if they could.
Oh, what, just at the bottom where you can
Yeah,
add it on?
where
Yeah.
everyone can see. Probably. Because obviously if people join halfway through the match, they're not sure. They're asking questions, but they may want to ask,
Yeah, they
depending who's talking, what questions they want to ask.
and now they realise it's me and you on board, there'll probably be no questions pool related whatsoever, because we ain't got a Scooby-Doo clue what's going on. We'll try and give you an answer, and give you an idea, but doesn't mean it's going to be correct. We can only see it as we see it. So is there going to be another twist in this match? There was earlier. I was watching some of the match between Oli Bear and Zach Shepherd earlier, which was on this table. Zach Shepherd was leading 7-3. Everything was going his way, and then suddenly there was a huge twist of events. And next thing you know, I think Oli was 9-7, 10-7 up.
That's what he told me anyway.
And then won the match. So it's never over till it's over. And if people think this game is over, then trust me, it's not, because you've only got to go back to event 2, naming no names, but there was someone who I had in the Calcutta who was 7-0 up in the quarterfinals in a race to 11 and lost the game.
Oh, did he? Who was that?
I'm not saying.
7-0. Just remember who was he?
It was someone who I've bought in this Calcutta again. Great player, good friend of mine, Mr. Ronan McCarthy. He was playing John McAllister in event 2.
Oh, event 2. I thought you
And
said
he was
event 1.
leading- he
Yeah,
was
I remember.
leading 7-0. It just goes to show that, 7-0's nothing, is it?
Yeah.
So there's no guarantees with a standard, a pool, and the players on display, like Mr. Rob Chilton himself. If I was leading Rob 7-0, well, I'd probably wake up and realise it was a dream in the first place. But if I was leading Rob 7-0, I'd probably still lose that match, to be fair.
I think Scott's screwed into the yellow and black here.
Straight through.
He had a big target there. He won't be happy with
Straight
that.
through the gap.
Disappointed there, really, because it's quite a big target.
Do you know what, since we've told Alan who's commentating, I think he's done a runner.
Yeah, he switched off, hasn't he?
He has to, it was. He went, oh my God, if it's those chumps, I'm off. See you later. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's done a runner. Sorry,
done
Alan. I hope the commentary's all right for you, buddy. We're doing our best. It's a free service. I will send Mr. Kendall an invoice for my services, I think. Rob won't. He's only done the one game so far. Come on, Rob. What's he doing, pal? Tell us. Come on, mate. Talk us through it. Preferably before he plays it.
I'm not sure. I play the one in the middle. Like that.
Cheers, Alan. Appreciate that, mate. Top man you are. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, big double here. Play it wide. There you go, good shot. It's a nice double in the end.
(9-5). So just 2 more frames required for Scott. And Phil needs 6. So obviously for Phil Harrison to win from here, he's going to have to win
A lot.
6-1.
He used to win a few.
Do you know what you call that?
A lot.
Quick maths.
Oh, is it?
Quick maths. Right, have a quick look at some other results in a minute. Jordan Church leads Ben Davis 5-2 on the arena table. Phil Naylor leads Michael Smout 5-2. Matt Lawrenson 8-7 ahead on Declan Brennan. McAllister 6-4 up on Aaron Davis. Singleton 9-5 up on Washbrook. Mick Hill 10-8 up on Jamie Moray. Josh Kane 9-4 ahead Dylan Leary.
Sam Birchright 7.
Yep, Michael Steele leads Jenks 6-5. That's close.
And go wide to the middle of the back cushion again.
A dry one? Yeah, dry one. Mo sounds better. What's a bit of Mo? Don't know what's going on here. Finished business. No need to comment on that, mate. Myself and the real number one are good mates. It was all a bit of banter. It was all in jest. I know a lot of people took it seriously, but it was all just a bit of a crack, to be honest with you. I was looking forward to catching up with George this weekend. We're going to have a beer and a little cuddle, but unfortunately he's not been able to make it, which is a shame. But I'll see him about 2 weeks' time anyway, when I'm going over to stay with him for a long weekend. So I'll catch up with him then.
It's not the best from Phil. And find the gap now between the yellow and red. Just been watching a couple of frames of Jenks. He's been a bit lucky in the last couple I've seen.
Yeah, lucky old Jenks. I'm not sure what his score is at the moment. Is he winning or losing?
I think he's
Is
doing
he up or down?
he's
Oh, he's 6-all.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's 6-all.
Yeah, he's got lucky
He
a
has got
couple of
lucky.
times.
He loves a bit of luck, does Mr.
Yeah.
Jenks. Finished business, if I can say your name. Been a good standard this match. Yeah, I agree, mate. This match has been very good, very decent. Very little mistakes. I think there's been.
I think Phil's black was the big one.
Yeah, the big mistake by Phil on that black earlier on, which is what allowed Scott to go 7-5 up from memory.
Yeah.
And that was that was quite an important part of the match, really.
So he's last but one ready's the key shot to get perfect on it because the black and he goes in the corner. Not sure.
That looks pretty good to me. He should have enough to stun down on the right hand side of the table.
Yeah,
but
to make sure he doesn't land on the side. He should have left himself a little bit more angle than this. Because he's punching it now, I think. So it's harder to judge.
So where's he going to take the black? Is he just going to take it top left?
It depends if he lands straight on the red. If he lands straight on the red, yeah. If not, he can cannon into the black and yellow. See, he was worried there, like of landing on the side rail. He's digging into it now to screw off the side rail and bottom rail, probably. Who's not? Where's the black? Oh, he's going in the other corner.
He's played it to play the black into the bottom right, hasn't he? But he hasn't hit it hard enough.
No, it's a good shot, but it's not an easy shot now.
Is he going to play it off the shark whack? Yes, he is.
That'd be getting moved if that was me.
Yeah, I'd be moving it as well.
Because he's not playing it hard, so he's playing it soft.
Great shot.
Good shot.
Good shot. He's not phased, is he?
I won't be playing it over that short rack.
No, like you said, if you're playing a ball hard, then yeah. But obviously, if you're playing a slow shot, there is the potential. If it had just one of those dimples,
Could be anything. There could be a bit of chalk on there, and anything. So I just get it moved. Unless it's lined up to the pocket.
Hey, Rob, we've got a question for you, pal. Here we are. So Alan Reynolds would like to say, Rob Chilton, as an old school player, what do you think of these rules and what's your preference?
These are the best rules.
What, the black
To
rules?
play. Yeah, to play, yeah.
Why are they the best, mate?
They're just more enjoyable to play. You don't get bogged down in any frame. You can practice the world rules, etc. You know, if someone misses a ball and it's near the pocket and you've got a ball by it, you're talking you could be another 20 minutes before anything happens.
So, mate, I couldn't agree with you more.
Rather than
black ball
you know, in black ball,
rules.
you snooker, you end up potting their ball and it's over quickly, so it's less torture.
And also, no deliberate fouls. So, you know,
No.
and that's what annoys me.
Yeah.
With world rules, you can be favourite to win a frame.
Yeah.
Your opponent can play a deliberate foul,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're not favourite to win the frame.
Yeah.
You know, this is the rules that pretty much the majority of the players, this is the rules they love. because
Far more enjoyable to play.
They're attacking rules, it's quick pull, it's much better for viewing. And if you just think about the money games you see on Facebook now, do you ever see a money match for world rules?
Very rare.
It's black ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all black ball. And people want us. I know there's some people who say that you should have to nominate the skill shot, etc., but I don't think you should. People want to see an attacking game, and that's what you get with this. It's an attacking game.
How can you nominate a skill shot when you?
Well, not if you're punting into balls, you
balls,
can you know?
No, it's daft. You don't need to nominate it.
These rules are the.
If they're talking about nominating, the one thing you should nominate is the black. I don't like people just whacking the black if they're not on it and it lands in any pocket. So people talk about nominating the skill shot, but they're happy to like people to whack the black around the table and go in any pocket.
Yeah, no, fair one.
That's a bit weird.
There you go, Alan. Does that answer your question, pal? So, finished business. Do you agree that missing a vital ball in a game can change the match? Or is it just the player thinking about his/hers missed shot? What do you think, Rob?
Well, I think that black changed this match.
So the answer is yes, then?
I think it affected Phil, and I think it helped his opponent as well.
Yep.
Because he thinks he was basically saying it's 6 each now.
Yeah, should
And
have
in
been
fact,
6
and
all.
in fact, he's 7-5 up. So I think it affects both.
Yeah, I think you're right. It does, and obviously, we always say we want to park something and move on. So you miss a ball that you should get, we
Yeah.
try and park it and move on. But it doesn't stop it creeping back in. And whilst you're sat in your chair and your opponent's at the table, it's very easy to be thinking this should be 6 all.
Yeah.
I'm 2 behind now.
So it affects both players.
It does. It does change matches 100%. If that doesn't happen, would it now be 9-6 to Scott?
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm not a psychic, but it did happen, and now Phil's 3 behind.
See, probably it's not a skill shot if you just smash into it and pot 2 colours. No, I don't think the wording's right. What it's called.
Yeah, instead of skill shot, it should just be called a combination shot.
shot.
So if we called it a combination shot, then happy days.
Yeah.
What we would class as a skill shot. Obviously there's a red over the pocket, the black's a foot behind it, and you've skillfully played the black onto the red to pop both balls. That's what I would deem as a skill shot. If you've potted a yellow over the middle to slam into a cluster of balls near the corner and you've freed the pocket, then yeah, that's more of a combination shot, even though it's called a skill shot. So I think combination shot would probably be more appropriate wording.
Chris Eubank Jr.
God, is what, the Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yeah.
Are we graced by his presence?
He needs to stay at middleweight.
He needs to stay. Yeah, there you go. Someone agrees with us. Combination shot makes sense. Yeah, I think it does. But also, guys, I mean, you've been watching this game. Obviously, it's black ball rules. Hopefully, you're enjoying the match, enjoying the action. It's it's a good game, attacking game. Certainly, one thing you don't see in black ball rules is very rarely do you see a frame that will last 20 minutes. You might see the odd tactical frame, but it's few and far between, isn't it?
Yeah. As I said, it's not the actual tactics. There is tactics, but it's quick tactics. Whereas in world rules, it's slow tactics. That's the difference.
Did you see that, Rob? Chris Eubank Jr., don't make me come down there. Absolute genius. Absolute genius.
Mate, you can only fight in a phone box. Your feet are terrible. The combinations are good.
Are you sure he's going to come down? Hang on a minute.
No, he's not good.
I don't think he's going to come down here unless he speaks to his old man first to see if he can bring him down here. He won't come on his own, will he?
Yeah, he'll have to have with his dad.
He won't come on his own.
I prefer to fight him than his dad anyway.
He'll have to ask Daddy first.
Yeah. Leave Daddy alone. You're poor. You're poor.
He's replying to the previous comment, mate, not to us.
How is he?
Yeah. I think a bit of banter is about to start on the chat page. So black down the rail, there it is. And Scott Gillespie is on the hill. On the hill. So Scott's just about to walk past us in a minute. He's just going to go for a little toilet break. Playing well at the moment.
So if Phil loses, it means he's lost the first round in the last 2 events.
I'll tell you, do you know what's happening here? I'll tell you, if Phil loses this game, I am going to go and bet on him outright.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened. Phil, since he won the last one, he's lost the first round in the next 3 events. The next 3 events he played in after the last one that he won.
Right,
the Leicester Tour, the Heart Tour, and somewhere else. He lost first round in every one.
Really?
Yeah.
And were they double elimination as well?
No.
So he was out?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He was telling me at the Leicester Tour.
Oh, I don't mix in those kind of circles.
I try not to either, mate.
I'm just a little pauper.
I'm
not in the circle of trust like you, Rob.
Sorry, mate.
You're in the circle of trust, pal. I don't get those there.
Scott Gillespie is a champ. Scott Gillespie a champ. Evening Chilchik. No, mate. Had a boy, mate. Play later. 10:30.
Lucky Chilts. Always lucky Chilts with a good draw. He either draws a cabbage like me or he gets a bye. That is the Chilts.
Scott Gillespie champ. There you go, look. Alan Reynolds, Rule 4J of Black Ball rules. It is called a combination shot, not a skill shot.
Oh, really?
Thank you, Alan.
Did you know that?
No,
I didn't know that. So why is it always called a skill shot then?
don't know.
Right, that's it.
Do they copy it off American Pool or something?
From now on, I am going to call it a combination shot.
I think they must have copied off the American rules or something.
That's what I'm going to do from now on. I will call it a combination shot. It sounds better anyway, doesn't it?
All that private education, and you still can't spell, Chris.
Genius. Absolute genius. Greg Basher Gamlin. How you doing, pal? Hope you're well, mate. I didn't realise that was you who posted that.
Yeah.
Hope you're well, buddy.
Great shot, isn't he? Danny Henderson. He's the what's he called, isn't he? UFC guy, isn't he? Dan Henderson.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
God, we've got some big fish on here today. Tuned in just for us, Chills.
Huh?
Tell you what, mate. We've got more viewers on here than they got on the main table, mate.
Have we?
Oh, yeah, of course we have.
How many have we got?
About 1,362 now. We're flying. The main table's got about 400. We're on fire, pal.
Wow.
We are on Kapow fire.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with Phil and Scott. They're useless.
Yeah, it's nothing to do. No, but they're not even watching the pool, mate. They're just listening to us. They're not interested in the pool. I'll tell you what, though. We will try and turn a bit more attention to the pool.
But then say skill shot below it. Badly written rules.
Okay.
Alan, you got us excited then. I thought it was a
No,
Commonwealth shot.
he's backtracked a bit there, hasn't he? He's backtracked a bit.
Yeah, he's messed up. Alan's messed up.
He's thrown us a bone, and then he's kind of gone, hang on a minute, I've messed this one up, boys.
Alan's reading the wrong. He's reading the wrong page.
He is. He's bodged it. Cheers, Alan. Here's what you could have won.
Mike Hock is big in the game. He wanted us to say that, didn't he? I felt.
Savage.
Eh?
Savage.
Eubank Junior, fair play to you, son. You got me there. No, Danny Henderson. We won't be repeating that. You only just got that.
No, I was just reading it again. I was thinking, I can't believe you actually said it. I was trying to remain professional, and then I looked at it again, and I thought, you know what, I can't do it. Oh, my days.
Oh, dear. Oh, Jessica loved it anyway. Look, old Jessie's come back.
Absolutely genius. See, as soon as there's a mention of Mr. Hock, Jessica is back. Oh, dearie me.
Okay. I think I'll read them in my head before I long read them out next
Yeah.
time.
At least I didn't ask you for a Mr. Hunt. Savage. Oh, my days. Hilarious. Anyway, 10-6.
Back to the pool. What's got on? I was on yellows. Oh, it's all over.
Anyway, we're back with you. We're trying not to laugh too much.
There you go, we're back.
I'm trying not to laugh. It's funny that you lot have absolutely cracked us up. Do you know what? You've made my afternoon today, you have. It's been brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Kapow, who you got in Calcutta?
Say again, mate?
He's asking who you got in the Calcutta.
I have got Mr. Basher. I've got Ronan McCarthy. I've got Harjeet Singh. And I've got Mark Farnsworth. And they're all still flying along nicely. So, yeah, happy days, mate. Happy days. So, Is this going to be the last frame of this match? I reckon it is, Chelsea.
Yeah, it's all over.
This is it, mate. It's curtains, I
He
reckon.
plays the one in the corner, plays the one in the middle. Cannons are red. One in the corner, one in the middle.
Come on, mate. You need to give the fans a bit more than that.
5 shots ahead, look.
5 shots ahead. I can't think that far ahead.
Yellow top right, yellow middle, stun into the red. Yellow in the corner, yellow in the middle.
Have you changed your mind now?
Yeah, that's what I said. Look, it's going round.
So, he's
Here we
going
go.
yellow to the top
Yellow to
right.
the top.
Here it goes. Chilts has called it.
I can't keep because it looks a bit boring if I keep telling exactly what he's going to do.
That's what the fans want to hear, Chilts. They want to hear your skills.
Shut about that, mate. He may just even flick the red a little bit.
Oh, he's called it as he's done it, look. That's a clever commentator thing to do, that is. As he's playing it, you see it and you go, oh, he's just going to flick it.
I did say he cannoned into it earlier, though.
Genius. Absolute genius. So this should be it, guys. 3 shots away. Just a little simple stun shot to the bottom left. Off the side.
It's a bit straight.
That a bit straight. He's going to play this with stun run through top and a bit of reverse left-hand side. There you go, look, and he's absolutely perfect. And that's going to be it, guys. That is going to be 11-6 victory, Scott Gillespie.
Yeah, Scott played well there. Well done, Scott.
Did play well, yeah, and as we discussed earlier, that black from Phil, without a doubt, changed that match.
Yeah.
That was the game changer. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I've enjoyed it. And cheers,
Yeah,
Chelsea.
it's good. No
Thanks
problem,
for
mate.
helping out, pal.
Cheers, bye.
Thanks for all your comments. We've enjoyed it. There will be another game coming up, which means they normally stop the stream and then restart to go again. So just to give you a little reminder, it is main arena table, 8 o'clock is Craig Wadden and Tom Cousins. This table that we're on now is going to be Carlo Donahue versus Craig Larkin. And then the other 2 stream tables without commentary will be Ronan McCarthy, Ben Flack, and it will be Adam Davis against Clint Ianson. So that's about it. So we will leave you there. I don't know how much Scott went for in the Calcutta. I think it was about £1,000. I think Scott Gillespie went for in the Calcutta.
I think it was more than that.
Was it more than about 1,000, wasn't it? Wasn't
Yeah.
too much different. So that is it, guys. As you can see, Scott Gillespie packing up. He will move on to the winner's side. Phil Harrison will jump on to the loser's side. But as we've seen last event, that does not mean he still will not go all the way. So from myself, Kapow, and Mr. Rob, Jammy Draw Chilton, we shall sign off and see you later, guys.
See you later.
Cheerio.